Hello everyone, my name is Sudhiti and this is my presentation for Assessment 1 Design Research. The task for this assessment revolved around identifying a week experience for students and staff. Now, O-Week is an introductory week to welcome students. It's an event that creates a platform for students to build connections and socialize. It also conducts a series of events wherein students can participate, and it also eases them into the initial days of the term. With the host of events, it also allows students to explore and engage with various student clubs. It's an attempt to build familiarity with students in regards to the campus services and facilities. The objective was to identify key issues faced by overseas students. Given the scenario where, due to the pandemic, numerous students could not attend on ground events, um, UNSW has taken steps to make sure that students have a virtual experience of O-Week in whichever way possible. So the objective is to identify the key issues that was faced by overseas students, possible solutions which address the key issues, and understanding the ways in which students feel comfortable building a connection through virtual O. Features comparison of OVEAT shows the events that were carried out on campus and the events that were accessible for students virtually. These are just a few of the many events that were carried out both on campus and online. Some of them being library tours, yellow shirt campus tours, fun games, setup of stores, second year speed trending, board games, etc., which were held on campus. As for online events, live streaming of student welcome events, virtual welcome, virtual games linked to virtual tours as given on the website, and Games Hub such as Discord. Problems that I identified were limited virtual events, lack of connection with fellow students, and the difference in time zone. Now, being a new student myself, limited virtual events was one of the many factors that I missed out on. With limited what I mean is that with limited virtual events, um, there's only so many events that can be carried out virtually. Maybe you could there probably isn't a way to visit stalls virtually, etc. Um, and lack of connection with fellow students. New students often want a mode to build connection with their fellow classmates, see other students on campus, see what facilities are available, interact with students of various clubs and societies to identify the best suitable um, where they where they could possibly fit. Um, um, and the difference in time zone. Um, Now, because there are events that are conducted at Sydney time, they cannot be accessed once the events are once the events end. These cannot be accessed uh, at any other time for students living overseas. Say if a session was live streamed on YouTube, students will have access to it at a few hours uh, after the end of the program, of course. And it is still available on the YouTube platform. However, there were some events that were conducted via Zoom, in which case, because it is not recorded, because it is not accessible for students at a much later date, there stands a chance for students to miss out on these sessions, which are in fact very informative and very much beneficial. Stakeholders and users in this scenario are student societies and Arc Student Life, and the users are international students. I identified stakeholders as student societies and our student life because these are the student bodies that interact the most with incoming students, and they look forward for new students to joining them. International students include as users include postgraduate and undergraduate students. The user persona I created helped me in identifying the issues and identifying needs and goals of a possible user, of a possible student. Um, Moving on to research method proposal, my primary research would revolve around survey questionnaires and online interviews. In the case of survey questionnaires, uh, I would be avoiding open-ended questions and focused more. It would be more focused on option-based or scale grading questions, such as how useful do you think the event was on a scale of very useful, average, not so useful, etc. Secondary research would be identifying the steps taken by other universities and um, the data collected in journals, articles, and newspapers. There have been many universities that have been affected and have had to take online measures to ensure that their students overseas can connect with them virtually and take part in orientation. So, uh, by identifying the steps taken by other universities around and the feedback that they may have received will help me in identifying or will help me in identifying certain steps that could be taken to improve O-week experience. Cultural probes, this is where I would gather or identify a group of students and include their experience of a virtual OB and get an insight based on their feelings and identify their needs. To conclude, the research methods can help in further identifying the needs and goals of users and also enabling us, not only as designers, but as users ourselves, to create a platform that addresses the same in an efficient manner. Thank you for your time and listening to my presentation. I look forward to your feedback on the forum.